Dead by Daylight fans have wanted Friday the 13th in the game for a while now, and I think this would be a pretty big event, and I'm not going to make the mistake again of saying that it's quite possibly going to be the biggest, but it will be pretty big. Jason, I think, would fit right at home along the icons of horror that are also in Dead by Daylight, like Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger, even Chucky, I guess. But here's what I think this chapter would look like if it were to be announced. Now, starting off with Killer, I think this one's pretty obvious, but it's going to be Jason Voorhees. I mean, I don't see them ever adding Pamela as a killer. That would just be silly, I think, but having Jason would be amazing in Dead by Daylight. You have no idea how fast I would be maining him. Now, I have no idea what his perks would be, because I'm not at all a game balancer. I don't know how to balance a game at all. But I do think I have a good idea what his power would be. I personally would like to see something like Friday the 13th, the game, where he has like a rage mode, but very toned down, because in that game he is pretty overpowered with that thing, but I think having a rage feature would be pretty neat. Now, to bridge the gap between Survivor and Killer, I think that we should do a map this time. I think that having a map as Camp Crystal Lake is the only option, and it would be so cool to be running on the docks, maybe. I don't know how Dead by Daylight would handle water. They never really have before, but I think they could figure something out. The most iconic map for one of the most iconic killers. And now for Survivor, which goes without saying, but we're going with Chad Kensington. Hell yeah. No. Realistically, it would be Tommy Jarvis. And having Tommy Jarvis in the game would be awesome, man. I'm telling you. Having him would be so cool. Let me put this image in your head. You're a veteran player to Dead by Daylight. You love the game. And because of Friday the 13th, a whole bunch of baby survivors have came to the game. And you see none other but Tommy Jarvis, the most badass survivor out of probably any horror movie, crawling, urban evasioning away from the killer because he's too scared, because he's a little baby survivor. This is also another reason I would love to see this. It would be too funny to see one of the most badass survivors ever to just be crawling away from the killer. It'd be too funny. But that's just what I would like to see. You know, this probably won't happen, unfortunately, because of Friday the 13th, the game, which they view as Dead by Daylight as competition, which is kind of really stupid when you can no longer even buy the game and the servers are shutting down soon. So now is a perfect time to actually add Jason to the game. But you know, what do I know? Yeah, that's it. I just want to share my quick little thoughts on how much I would love to see Friday inside of Dead by Daylight. Thank you guys very much for watching. Please hit a fat subscribe. That would be awesome. Bye bye.